Welcome back, YouTubers, to another video with the British Fist, and that is Mr. Parkin and me, NJ. What's up? And please, before we get into this review, make sure you subscribe to us up above, like this video, and please share your thoughts about the Raw we just had in the comment section below. Okay, so to begin the night, we had this 12-man main event announced, which was 6 heels versus 6 faces. Oh, it was just a match that I just really did not want to see, because obviously you just followed them from Hell in a Cell, and then what comes next? A 12-man tag. Oh dear. It won't be a good follow from the pay-per-view.
Can you see now why I'm just not bothering?
No.
It fucking sucks. I did not like the announcement of this main event. I'm like, why have you got 12? Why have you got 12 people in one match? We'll go on to it in the actual match. What was the opener this week, Andrew?
Oh dear. Because of the amount of wrestlers in that main event, or our main event, which it comes to, we have Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, because he draws ratings, doesn't he? So therefore, he should open the show. Why the fuck did Randy Orton open the show?
Yeah, it just didn't make sense, because obviously, yes, he had a loss at the Hell in a Cell, so he has to have some kind of involvement, but at the same time, it's Raw.
And what was the finishing, what finished Hell in a Cell? What did he finish with at Hell in a Cell?
That big mess with Triple H and Awesome Truth.
And who is your new WWE champion?
Alberto Del Rio!
So why the fuck is Randy Orton opening the show? The guy who lost at Hell in a Cell. I just don't understand why he's opening the show.
It really didn't make any sense. So of course that gave us a bad bin to the opening of Raw.
He did face Drew McIntyre though, so we did get 5.5 minutes of Drew McIntyre time, baby!
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the match lasted a lot longer than we expected. You know, McIntyre in the ring, yay! We fucking marked out for that. And McIntyre got some offense in.
Yeah, he did have his strength against Randy Orton and kept him down for a little while, but that wasn't going to last.
No, it wasn't going to last that long.
No.
Randy Orton RKO's him after 5.5 minutes, and then RKO's him after the match. Why? Mark Henry comes out afterwards, though. Him and Orton have a brawl. Security try and separate them, but...
And, of course, Orton comes out on top with our World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes, so the Randy Orton babyface monster booking is about to begin, we can see from this week's Raw. So, I don't know why this opened the match. At least we opened with a match, that's all I can say.
Very different.
We had a little segment with Mark Henry, you know, talking about, I don't know, did he? I can't really remember.
Welcome to the House of Pain, everyone. Then he talks about the Big Show who's returning on SmackDown.
Yes, that's one thing we did forget. We get a nice Mark Henry video package, and then we see that Big Show is going to be returning on SmackDown this week. So it's good that Raw is actually giving some hype to SmackDown and a big return. Do you think Big Show and Mark Henry will be feuding? Do you think that's the end of Orton? Or?
No. I think it's going to be a Big Show for a little while, not even long enough to count anything.
Yes.
Probably have his return match against it, and then it will go back to Orton.
So in this segment, we had Mark Henry versus
Mr. Bury the Laugh!
I couldn't say that with a straight face. John Morris.
Yeah, if you've looked at John Morrison's track record, you can see that he really doesn't do good in matches.
1 minute he's fighting for the IC title, the next minute he's jobbing to Mark Henry. This match lasted 2 minutes. Morrison got some offense in. He actually hit his finisher. Mark Henry kicked out, then Mark Henry beats his ass. Mark Henry cuts a promo after the match saying that he's done with Orton and that he's going to focus on Big Show. I didn't feel this is the best way to open the show. I think one thing WWE could have done better here is maybe put the World Heavyweight Championship segment in one segment rather than have both of them in matches. Save some of this for SmackDown, maybe. I don't know. It wasn't the best opener for me, even though Mark Henry essentially was dominant. But again, Randy Orton's getting booked like a fucking monster again.
We have SmackDown opening the show with 2 matches, which I thought was quite poor now. And obviously, the outcome of it was Randy Orton looking strong over Mark Henry, and then Mark Henry looking strong over John Morrison.
Yeah, and this is why you don't have 12-man tags which involve most of your main event, because the rest of your show is essentially going to be either filler or ineffective, and this really wasn't an effective way to open the show, in my opinion. Even though I do like Mark Henry coming out on top, it's just a shame he couldn't come out on top against Randy fucking Orton, but there we go. What do we get next?
Next, we had this in-ring segment with the heel group of the main event.
Christian, Cody Rhodes, Ziggler or Swigler, and Jack Swagger, Del Rio and Otunga. Now, on the night after Del Rio has just won his championship, he got his entrance, but he didn't really stand out tonight, did he? As a WWE champion, I didn't feel like he stood out at all, and I really don't like the fact that when a guy wins the WWE championship, he doesn't stand out. He needs to stand out. He got a lot of mic time in this segment, but he needs his own segment, for fuck's sake. Come on.
I think, well, the way they're doing this with the whole group teaming with Laurinaitis, you give the heel group each a go on mic, which I thought was interesting because they all have their own say about Triple H and this whole mess that he's made.
So we get all that mic time with Cody Rhodes, Christian Ziggler. Del Rio got the most mic time. You also had a Tonga with Mike. And then Triple H comes out, basically tells them to be men and to not whine later on in the show tonight. We also, he basically tells them to shut up and fight. I wonder why this wasn't the opener, in my opinion. It hyped up to that hour main event. You had Triple H coming out, who essentially ended the pay-per-view for some reason. And then, I thought that should have been the opener, in my opinion.
Well, the past couple of weeks, we've seen that it does open with the mic time thing with someone or another, most of the time Triple H. So if this was the opener, it would have flowed on nicely to the match that did come.
What did you think to this segment overall?
Well, there's good and bad. The good is, of course, you're giving champions and heels mic time.
Even though you're not allowing them to stand out in any way, which is why I hated that six-man tag. We'll go on to that. Carry on, sorry.
Yeah, it's just that you're giving the heels mic time, which is good. I enjoyed that because obviously some of them, they're actually good on mic, so they're good in that. But the bad thing is that obviously it weren't really mic time about them. It was more about Triple H.
Yes, and that was the focus on the show tonight, wasn't it, really? Triple H.
Triple H trying to clear up this mess that happened at Hell in a Cell.
The focus is on Triple H. That's the main point of the show. But after what happened on a night at Hell in a Cell, you would kind of expect that, but I don't know. But shall we go on to the next, what is essentially filler? We got about a minute's worth of action in about a quarter of the show. WWE have just made Beth Phoenix the Divas champion.
Yeah!
And, what we get after is Kelly and Eve Torres versus Beth Phoenix and Talia. We've seen this so many fucking times before now, and it's like, what? The match itself went 30 seconds. You have Kelly dominating Beth Phoenix, who's just won the title, who you're supposed to be putting over as the Divas of Doom, the dominant Divas, and Beth Phoenix, looks really weak here. And I don't mind them making Kelly look angry and showing some of this. But do it on Natalya. Don't do it on the Divas fucking champion.
Because that's the point I had. We had Beth Phoenix after 3 pay-per-views actually become the Divas champ. We all celebrate, we're all happy. But the sad thing is, on Raw, I did understand that they're going to have Kelly getting a revenge or a backup match. But again, this match was just horrible.
Looks like it's going to continue. It's more of the same old shit, even though Beth Phoenix is now the champion. And it's like, wow, are they really going to book Kelly like they booked John Cena and Orton in that WWE division? Fucking hell. Next we got a backstage segment. Oh, actually, yeah, we got a backstage segment which basically gave us our main event. Laurinaitis tells Triple H that the Raw locker room is an uproar because everyone's filing lawsuits now, and Triple H thinks Laurinaitis is undermining him. We basically get this whole segment that leads us onto the fact that the main event is going to be the whole locker room giving Triple H their vote of confidence. And it's at that point I knew that would be the main event, and I knew that 12-man tag wouldn't be the main event. I'm not really sure which one I wanted as the main event. I wasn't really looking forward to either one, to be honest.
So some of the rest of that could have been in matches, for some reason didn't have matches, and they come out of the main event.
Then we get more filler. Jinder Mahal versus Santino. It was funny having Santino and Jinder Mahal on the mic. That was funny. It's just that this match lasts 30 seconds, and Santino essentially squashes Jinder Mahal. It's filler, it's pointless, it makes no sense. I don't know why this is on the card. And it was, the mic time was funny. Giving Santino mic time is good, but only when he's featured in a prominent program. And this was fucking filler shit! I'm just saying.
You lose to Carly, they lose to Santino. What are they doing to Jinder?
This was fucking filler. This really, a lot of the show was filler in my opinion. Next we had a little video clip of the aftermath of Hell in a Cell. It's good that they're continuing from that Hell in a Cell thing, and also people that didn't pay for it get to see it.
They did.
You see a Miz and Truth apology video. Interesting. It's told they're filing a lawsuit. I'm like, when the fuck did WWE just turn into lawsuit country?
Because we've heard so many over the last couple of months, and just thinking, is that the only way they can actually get out of their problems they're suffering from the WWE at the minute, by doing lawsuits? Shame.
Right, let's get on to essentially what was the last hour of the show. For our main event, we had the 12-man tag team match. Not even going to go through who was in this match. You had CM Punk, John Cena, Del Rio in there somewhere, and you had The Intercontinental Champion, US Champion there. Where do we start with this?
Well, what I'm going to say is that even though it was all messed, all going against each other, there was moments in there where you could see that they're trying to carry something on. They had Mason Ryan attacking Ziggler and Swag, so they're maybe going to continue with that. They had the tag team, Air Boom attacking Ziggler and Dolph. So again, they're trying to carry things on, but obviously they couldn't because of the amount of wrestlers there were in that match.
This match was a fucking... The reason why I hate 12-man tags, anything more than a tag team match, is because no one stands out. You've got Del Rio in there. You've got Cody Rhodes in there. You've got Dolph Ziggler in there. You've got CM Punk in there. You've got Sheamus in there. You've got all your main event guys in there. And not one person, apart from maybe Sheamus at the end, really stood out. And that is why I don't like this match. Plus, the match was broken up by 2 or 3 commercial breaks. It went on for 27 minutes, which is a lot of time. But it seems like WWE just put all their eggs in one basket here. And it didn't work for me. It was just so convoluted. And it was kind of like the theme of the show. It was just convoluted and really couldn't understand what the fuck was going on here. So much going on.
And as the match went on, it did become to be a bit of we know where this is heading because all the wrestlers, you don't know who's going what, who's doing what. It all narrows down to them all getting in the ring, all attacking each other. You see the heels looking dominant, but at the end, of course, it's the face that come out on top when Sheamus takes down, I think it was Dolph Ziggler.
It was nice seeing Sheamus get the win, but could he not get the pin on Otunga, someone who doesn't really don't mind getting buried? What purpose did this match really serve?
Again, I think... trying to say the good and bad. The good, obviously, it gets them. The wrestlers all involved in some way or another. They had them all a match against each other. The bad is you could have somehow split them up into individual matches or
and spread them throughout the night rather than just have them in one big segment.
Yeah, that's the point. It's just that again, I look at it and think I've read things on the post Twitter here. People on Twitter are saying mixed reviews. They're saying it's good because obviously you get to see their favourite wrestlers battling on against each other. But the bad is it just all bunched in one night and it follows on to the main event.
The main event was Triple H addressing the WWE locker room. You take this because I started getting headaches at this point because this show sucked. I'm just gonna.
And from this point on, it came up really, really slow. You had them all coming out in bunches. The refs, Divas, SmackDown,
The
Raw,
focus was on Triple H.
Joey Lawler. Basically, they all come out. Triple H comes out and he starts talking about that. He starts talking about what happened and how he feels and that. And then obviously, it's certain wrestlers in the crowd get the mic time and obviously have their say.
Yeah, you have Barrett, you have Mike Chioda, you have Jerry Lawler in there. Basically, they give Beth Phoenix as well. Basically, they give Triple H a vote of no confidence, and then you have all the superstars walking out, and it was kind of really dragging on, in my opinion. And at the end of the night, you have John Laurinaitis shaking his head, and Triple H in that ring on his own. What can I say about this segment? I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this.
Well, the way it was going, the way from when everyone else had left, you did think, oh, maybe there's a chance something else is going to come. But it just went straight to copyright and it kind of left thinking, okay, are they going to follow this on to SmackDown? I'm sure it's going to SmackDown and try and fix this problem.
Is there going to be a show next week?
Yes, that's the other question. But again, I'm hoping it tries to fix it on SmackDown.
It seems like this whole thing's leading to something Vince McMahon. There's obviously a power struggle going on here, and it looks like it's going to lead to something like Vince McMahon. I mean, the way it was done was okay. It's just that the show really didn't. The show was really geared to this. I really didn't think the show really was that good this week. I really didn't. There was essentially a lot of filler with 2 segments in there which really mattered, and I didn't really enjoy those 2 segments either, if I'm honest with you.
Well, all I'll say is that the majority of this show, we ended up laughing because obviously they were just comedy segments. They just weren't that good, and obviously the night just went from the opening of SmackDown. It just didn't get any better from there.
I really couldn't get into this show at all. It really wasn't very entertaining. I don't know. I have headaches now, and I think I don't know. I don't want to grade this show. You grade this show down in that comment section below because I don't want to grade it. What would you give a grade? I don't want to grade it.
Well, I look at this and think you've had Hell in a Cell and now you've had this Raw. Most shows after pay-per-views are meant to be flow-ons. And to be honest, they did not follow this on apart from the main event, which was the whole Triple H thing.
And
it just didn't follow.
It leaves us wondering what's going to happen at the pay-per-view. I will say this though, we got a lot of Survivor Series feel in this match with the teams and stuff. It's just that I wonder where all this is going to lead on. It was a very dramatic ending, I'll give it that, but the show was just really choppy and filler. It had a lot of filler and I don't know. Get your thoughts on that comment section down below. I'm going. You lead us out. I'm walking off. I'm walking away.
And that has been it from the British Fist. And that's left me to say one word, guys. Thanks for watching the video, and please comment in the comment section below. And I'm going to say goodbye.